Hello, Willie G here, williegcoaching.com. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to get your offers priced and how to price them in your Excel spreadsheet and get the mail sent off. So here we are with pricing. In the previous video, I showed you how to whittle the list down and sort it and get it into a great format ready to send out your offers. Now let's get the offer prices in place and then let's get this sent out in the mail. So hit Alt-A-T. Alt A is in Apple, T is in Tyler, or go to the data tab up here and then filter. And now you can sort these, the top columns by what you need. So when you do that, you can sort by smallest to largest in terms of area. So it looks like here we've got 1.5 acres. This is an old mailer I sent out a little while ago. Pretty small unit mailer, 371. I think it used to be bigger. I'm not sure what happened to this data set, but in any case, 1.5 acres to 10 acres. So the way we want to price this, we need to price it by tier, by size. So this is how we're going to do it. So it's Sandoval County, and so that's how we're doing it. This mailer that I sent wasn't very targeted. If you have a specific city that you are targeting, you want to make sure to look at comps in that particular city. In this video, I'm just using a broad brush stroke to price this mailer. So let's go to landwatch.com and we can go Sandoval County to get this priced. This is how I would price it. This is how. And so we've got Sandoval County, and then we want to go over here. We want to click just land. Click that filter that says just land. So we got just land here, Sandoval County, New Mexico. And so the acreage size. So we're going to do this in different patches. So normally if I'm sending out a targeted mailer, I'm going to send out just specifically to Rio Rancho, Placitas, Sandia, Park, Gemma Springs, whatever. In this case, I am not targeting Rio Rancho, so I'm going to ignore any of the comps that are in Rio Rancho because those are the cheaper properties in the area. And the offer price is going to be determined by, so let's sort the comps. So first of all, our first acreage range size, I'm going to say is 1.5 to, I don't know, let's say 1.5 to 2. So let's see how many comps come up. Let's do 1 to 3 acres here. Let's see what kind of comps we get. And so now this is sorted by 1 acre to 3 acres. This is default. We want to do this by low to high. So we want to get a sense of what the market is trading for and what the cheaper properties are trading for. So previously I mentioned Rio Rancho. I'm not looking to buy property from there. I axed those from my spreadsheet, so I'm going to ignore these purchase prices right here for Rio Rancho because these are the cheaper lots. Unfortunately, most of these are in Rio Rancho. So if you included a specific city, then you can, whatever. Let's pretend that I did include Rio Rancho. So this is how I would price it. And I'm really just looking to send offers to a blanket offer list or blanket offer amount to the county. And if you are specifically in the previous video where I showed you, you could select specific cities. You want to target those cities. So let's say I specifically targeted Rio Rancho. For this example, let's say I specifically targeted Rio Rancho. Just to make it easier here, and I filtered by city, and that's really what I was targeting. Here I could, in terms of pricing, this is how I would do it. So the cheapest 1 acres are going for $1,500, $1,900, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000, and then everything goes up from there. $2,500 on the first page. There's 14 pages, so there's so many comps here. There's 197. First page is still $2,500. So, and then 33,000. So as you can see, the lowest echelon of property is an acre for about $2,000. Acre, and this is the cheapest. So I would probably want to price this at, I'm going to say $1,000 for an acre. So I go back to here. These are 1.5 acres. So maybe I would do a little bit more. Let's just increase the acreage size from 1. Let's do 1.3 to 3. Let's try that. See what that yields us. See if we get any. So the cheapest here is 2,500. So maybe I would probably do this at half of that. I would choose half of the cheapest echelon of properties. There's a few of them. And I think it might even be a little bit low. So let's go. I want to be cheaper, and I want to, when I get it, I want to be at around the cheapest ones. But I think these are, I'm getting the sense that these are a little bit too low, because the next one is 4,000, and there's really only go up from there. There's 4 pages of comps. I think pricing it at 1,500 would make sense here. And as you can see, it's not exact science. It's just kind of my feeling that this one seems to be, it has a picture on it. These are 2 sketchy listings, no images, 2 point whatever acres and there, and they're asking 2,500. Then the next one is $1,500 more, and then everything up there after that is significantly more than that. So I mean, it's kind of a feel thing. I've done this a bunch of times, and I know that even if I buy it at 1,500, I'm going to be able to sell it. No questions asked. If it has a paved road, or if it has a road up to it, the property, then 4,000 is going to be no issue. So if I buy it at 1,500, sell it for 4,000, should be able to do that all day, and probably can get 5, 6, 7,000 out of it. So my instinct here is saying 1,500, and that's how I'm going to price it. So 1,500. Let's make this whole column Control 1. If you want to do this, you don't need to format your cells like I do, but I like to do it. So if you want to do it, Control and the number 1, that gets you this. Let's see if there's another way to do it. Yeah, so if you right-click, highlight the column, right-click, format cells, and then do what I just, currency, 0 decimals, and then the number sign right there, and you're good to go. So 1,500, and I think that acreage, so this is between 1 to 3 acres. And honestly, since this is up to 2 acres, what's the size I have here? So up to 2 acres, I think it makes sense from 1.5 to 2 acres. So let's just scroll down. I'm going to copy this exact acreage size down to 1,500, and bam, we're done there. And let's move on. Moving on, so it's up to 3 acres. Let's do a minimum of 2 acres. Now we got a new acreage size, 2 to 4. Let's just try that. 2 to 4. It's going to give you new acreage sizes. So 2,500 again is the cheapest, but I'm going to ignore this comp. It looks like a sketchy listing. I think 2 acres right here is the cheapest. And then really anything above that, wow. We only have 18, so I'm going to do this. Let's do 2 to 5. You really want a good comp set. So we got 29 now, 29 listings for sale. Yeah, 15 listings is too few in my opinion. 30 is fine. But you're really getting significantly more. Properties go up significantly here. So anything above 2 acres, I think I'm going to say 2,500 is really the minimum you should offer. I think it's even a little bit low. Just looking at this, I'm going to ignore this listing. A lot of times I ignore listings. This one looks good. This one looks good. He's good. So 2 acres for $7,000 or beyond. So I think $7,000 is even a little bit low looking at these comps. So I'm going to say 3,500. Let me use this 3,500. This one seems a little bit low. And if you get an offer back and you get a property back and it doesn't have any road access, you can negotiate down. And I oftentimes do that. So maybe this one is there something wrong with them? So they've got 57 lots they're looking to sell. So that's why they're selling it super cheap. That's what it says here. We have 57 lots for sale. I'm going to ignore this. I'm going to go ahead and say, just feeling it out, anything above 2 acres, I'm going to offer 3,000 to 3,500 just based on these comps. And I think that's even going to be a little bit low, but let's go with it. Let's go with 3,500. Or let's go 3,000. So there's quite a bit of a jump here. If you're uncomfortable with that jump, you can smooth it out a little bit. I'm not going to do it for the sake of timing in this video, but so you could do 2,000 for up to 2.5 or whatever, 2.25, whatever, and then you could do 2,500. You don't need to do this. I'm just going to go for the sake of this. I think 3,000 is a good number, so I'm just going to add 3,000. And I'm going to bring that down. And I think it makes sense up to 3 acres. So this is 4 acres and it's 15 grand. So I think it's a little bit low. A little bit low. So now let's change the acreage size here. Let's go to 3 acres to 6 acres. And now we can see we've got 14 comps here. And the cheapest one is 15,000. So 15,000 and then it's 40,000. So it really drastically goes up. So when you're looking at this, this is out in Rio Rancho. This is in Rio Rancho. Rio Rancho. So these, you want to get a good comp set. Let's do 2.5 to 7. Let's get a good comp set here. So still there's a very large gap. There's only 18. So maybe we do need to take into consideration the 2s. 2 to 7. What did I do there? 2.5. Let's get rid of that. 2 to 7. We probably need to take into consideration what the 2s are trading for. So these are a little bit cheaper. On a price per acre basis, they're $2,500 an acre. So let's just give it $2,500 an acre is for these. So maybe $1,250 an acre. This is $3,000 an acre. So half of that, 3,500, 3,000. I'm gonna say 1,500 an acre makes sense. 1,500. This is 5,000. This is 6,200. So as you can see, this is kind of the thought process I'm going through. I'm trying to figure out the per acre size or price, and a lot of them are very, very expensive. They often drastically come up. To be safe when you're in this kind of scenario, I like to, if I'm not sending a micro mailer into a specific area, which I often do. So if I were to target specifically Rio Rancho, I would only be looking at these. And so these are all in Rio Rancho. So to be safe, you should err on the side of caution here and assume you're not going to get a property with electricity. You're not going to get a property with utilities. Assume that you're going to get a property that's in this range, in this price range. So I'm going to say $3,500 an acre. This is $3,000 an acre. This is $2,500 an acre. I'm going to say $1,500 an acre. I'm going to come in at a little bit more than half of this and less than a lot of these ones. No, I'm going to do $2,500 an acre. Yeah. I think $1,500 an acre is fair. So let's do that. It's $1,500. Now we're going to do this. $1,500. Put that there. And then now I'm just going to do this. Since there's not that much data in this comp set, there's only 32 listings. I'm going to apply that price per acre. If I had more data, maybe I would be more precise. I would filter the acreage size by each individual band, maybe by each 2 acre period band. If I had 30 comps in each 2 acre band, I would price it like that, but I don't, especially in the subdivision of Rio Rancho. So I'm just going to apply the price per acre for everything. Since 3 acres, we don't have that many comps here. Let's do this. I'm just going to multiply the acreage size, and I'm going to fix it at times. So I'm multiplying this 3 by this 1,500. I locked the 1,500 by $ before the M, $ before the number, which does that. You could hit F4 on the cell. So I went here, I hit F4, in the formula, I hit F4, and it'll make the $ for you if you don't want to manually do it. So it's, as you can see, these are the 2 cells that are being referenced. And then I'm just going to drag that formula down. And that's how I'm pricing this. And so prices go up to 15,000. Generally speaking, as the acreage size gets bigger, you probably want to price a little bit lower. So let's check it out. Let's do anything above 7 acres. And let's do 7 to 25 acres. And we're probably going to see different price per acres that we want. Only one listing. The problem here is that this isn't specifically targeted for Rio Rancho, and I'm pretending that it is. So for the sake of this, let's get rid of Rio Rancho. I know I'm confusing this a little bit, but I hope you're kind of understanding the thought process, what I'm going through when I'm sending out a mailer. So anything above 10 acres is fairly expensive. This is why I probably should have picked a specific area with a lot of data and gone through this, because now it's not going to make sense, because I'm going to be pricing the larger acreages at quite a bit more. But so for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to ignore all these price per acres, and let's just price how I would go about pricing these 7 to 10 acres if this were the comp set that I was looking at. Again, I was looking at Rio Rancho previously. Now I'm not looking at Rio Rancho, so the actual complete offer price, I mean, the prices are going to be kind of all over the place, but pretend this is Rio Rancho, even though it's not, so just for the sake of this. So these prices are 10 acres, 40 grand. We've got 51 listings, so we've got a good amount of listings available. Placitas, 8 acres, Sandia Park. So again, pretend these are all Rio Rancho. So it looks like the cheaper echelon of properties are going for, this is 4,000 an acre. This is 60 divided by 9 plus 59 divided by 8, 6 plus 59 divided by 8.65. So that's going for 70, almost 7,000 an acre, 4,000, 7,000. And this is 7,000 an acre, 8,500 an acre, 9,000 an acre, 9,500 an acre. So what I would do here, so this is the cheapest. It's going for 4,000 an acre. I'm probably going to come in at, and this is, what did I say that was? Almost 7,000 an acre. And we've got a good comp set of 51 listings here. I'm probably going to, and this is 7,000 an acre, 8,500 an acre, and these are the cheapest ones. So let's just do this. So we got 4,000 an acre, and then we got 59,000, 8.65, and then we got, so that's 6,820 per acre, and we've got 6,900 an acre, and then we got 8,500 an acre. And so we don't have a crazy amount of listings. So if there were hundreds and hundreds, I would probably have to take an average of a larger set. But since we only have 51, so if there were like 200, I'd probably take an average of like 10 of the lowest ones. But let's just take an average of this. So again, this is totally not an art or not a science, it's more of an art. So 6,500 an acre seems to be about what the lowest echelon of properties are, what people are pricing those at. And then do that divided by 2. So I think around 3,000 an acre is what I'm going to be pricing the ones at 7 to 10 acres at. So again, you could do here, you could do 3,000 and price this times this. Go on to this, hit F4, lock the cell, bring the formula down. So that's what I'm going to be pricing. Again, this jump isn't going to make any sense because I changed up the comp set. I just want you to go through and understand the thought process that I'm going through and looking at each band of acreage sizes in the county or in the area that I'm targeting. And I want to price it at a percentage of the lowest echelon of those properties. So when I get them in, and this is just it. You're going to have, when the properties come in, you're going to have to take a look at the properties that come in and think, does this make sense for what I'm trying to do here? Or does it not? So like if I have a property that comes in, it doesn't have any road access, it doesn't have any utilities, and I see a property online in the same area that's someone's asking the same price that I offered on, then you're going to want to second guess your comp. Or if you see something that's trading like 5 or 6 times what you've offered on, then you're going to want to maybe consider upping your offer if you have an interested seller, but they want a little bit higher price. So you're kind of getting the offers out and then seeing what comes back to you. Once the properties come back to you, you're going to want to reevaluate the property and see what area it's in. Maybe go more specifically into the city that it's in, so you can sort by city, and look at the comps within the specific location, and kind of assess the comps or assess the pricing. Really, when the properties come back to you, when you get signed offers and people call you and say they want to sell the property. So that's how I go about pricing. And then once this is done, so now we're done with this. The next step is to there's still formulas in here. So copy Alt E as in Edward, S as in Sally, V as in Victor, paste the values. Now we've got our offer prices in and everything is complete. So we're done with everything. All we need to do is get this in the mail, and I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. So thanks very much for listening. I hope you, if you haven't downloaded the mini course, please click the link below and I will get that sent over to you. And if you would like to schedule a strategy call, go to williegcoaching.com or click the link below for that, and we can get that set up for you as well. So thanks very much for listening.